Recognize that music, of course. Are you ready for some football? Well, my next guest says alternative investments are taking center stage for her retail investor clients, starting with the NFL. Joining me now is Banríon Capital Management CEO Shana Sissel. Shana, great to have you here. The NFL voting, Tuesday to allow private equity ownership of up to 10% in teams. Your clients already asking how they can get in on it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And quite frankly, there was plenty of interest even before this announcement. The NFL is the last of the major professional sports leagues to allow for private equities to invest in teams. All the other major sports leagues have been allowing it for years. So they're kind of late to the game, no pun intended. But it is exciting. You know, a lot of people don't realize my background is I actually have an undergraduate degree in sport management. And I actually thought I was going to be an NFL sideline reporter for ESPN for a really long time. And so for me personally, I connect with this. You know, it's a very interesting opportunity. I think there's a couple of things that need to be noted, though. It only allows private equity LPs, and that is an important caveat because private equity people, executives, have always been involved in team ownership. You know, currently the owner of the Commanders that was just purchased the Commanders is the co-founder of Apollo. So it's the folks in the industry have always had some affiliation to the financial markets. There's Melody Hobson on the ownership group for the Broncos. We have Tepper from Appaloosa owns the Panthers. There's always been these people. This is about private equity funds, and thus the LPs, which are the people who invest in those funds, being able to have ownership of teams. They can only own up to 10%, and there's only 8 to 10 private equity firms that have been approved by the NFL. Interestingly enough, one of them is Blackstone, who has no history of investing in sports, which I found quite interesting. But again, this is a really cool opportunity. I like to call it the democratization of sports, and we're seeing more and more interest in what are called sports rights funds as they become more commonplace because people just are passionate and connect with their favorite sports teams.
They certainly do. I used to live in Green Bay. Let me tell you, Packers fans are, well, rabid. It's the only word I can use.
Boston,
they love their team.
And Boston sports fans are next level.
I know, I hear you. I'm going to move on to this, though. According to a new report, the number of crypto millionaires has almost doubled in the last year alone, bringing the number to more than 172,000. Are your clients still clamoring for crypto?
Yes, absolutely. With the launch of the ETFs, people are gaining more confidence and being able to invest in crypto because it's almost like a blessing, right? When the regulators approved these ETFs, it provided, you know, the average person the ability to invest in crypto without having to get, you know, complicated with, you know, cold storage wallets and having to open Coinbase accounts and how secure is that? Now you have folks like Fidelity and BlackRock issuing ETFs, and you have folks like Bitwise who have always been committed to the wealth management space, launching their own ETFs. In fact, having a lot of influence over the policy as it pertains to allowing these things to happen. So we had, you know, Bitcoin ETFs come out earlier this year, and then, you know, a month and a half ago, we had ETH ETFs. With that said, I don't think people can appreciate that there's a finite resource, especially with Bitcoin. So more money going after the same amount of supply is tailwind to the price of these things. And the number of people who are actually investing in crypto was very low. And now we're going to see, even if everybody put 1% in, that's a massive amount of money that will flow into these funds.
Be interesting to see where it goes from here. We're already out of time, unfortunately. Shana, thank you so much. Fascinating stuff. Football and crypto. Good stuff.